That night. The night was cold, our hearts were warm, and it was just us two. Side by side, hand in hand, new lovers doing all we could do. You see, this was our night to explore each other's world, and neither one of us could say no. This was the night we promised to each other, going wherever we wanted to go. I started up high and I worked it below, and yes, girls, I took my time. You see, I'd waited long enough, and tonight I would make him mine. He stood real still in the glow of the light as the candles burned nice and slow. And Freddie, Luther, and Brian McKnight, well, they set the mood as my heart cried out for more. But tonight was different. You see, we were making love for the very first time. And I knew in my heart of hearts that this man was worth every dime. His back was firm, his chest was strong, and his arms were as hard as rock. And I explored his body with the tenderness he deserved with no intention to ever stop. And all through the night I smiled inside as my wildest desires came true. You see, he did his thing and then I did my thing, and then we both did whatever we wanted to do. The night was cold, our hearts were warm, and it was just us two, so I whispered, "Baby, I'm so glad I chose to share my love, and I'm even more thankful I shared it with you." And that's when I knew he moved me. He moved me while doing me in a night of passion that proved to be hot, sexy, and slow. So I had to stop the action in the middle of the attraction because there were some things I just had to know. So I asked, have you ever? Have you ever loved like this before? Listen to the raindrops fall outside the door and then quietly moan for more? Have you ever kissed a girl special place and then looked her in the face only to proclaim all of the wonderful things you could do? Have you ever turned off the lights, put candles around the room to make the mood just right, made love all night, and then in the morning right before breakfast had the desire to try something new? Have you ever felt like this after a blissful night of poetry one-on-one, knowing that there's nothing like loving together in Atlanta's hot, steamy weather, knowing that you have never, ever in your life had this much fun? Well, y'all need to know that he moved me. He moved me while doing me to the rhythmic beat playing in his heart, till we decided there'd be no end to this night, every minute of love making just right, till we began sexing and romancing again and again and again in the dark. And just before our love making was through, he said, "Andrea, I thought you knew this was my first time too." And the answer to your question, have I ever? Girl, the answer is never.